Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music, and I'm here today with Baby Audio's Smooth Operator. You can think of it as a intelligent multi-band compressor, sort of like an equalizer, sort of like a sidechain multi-band compressor. It's got a lot going on under the hood with a really friendly user interface that encourages you to make tweaks that are intuitive. And I love that because I like things that help me get my work done quickly and transparently. Let's take a look at the interface, talk about what it can do. Smooth Operator. A lot of the time, my work is about getting it done right away. I want to do it well, but I want to do it quickly. I don't have a lot of time to pump things out. So playing around with EQ, compression, maybe multiple stacked compressors, multi-band compression, trying to zero in on frequencies that are problematic. I've gone through a lot of things to try to help me with that. I want to play you a track, and what I've basically done is taken an old theater track of mine and replaced all of the EQs and compressors on everything, all the tracks, the reverb, and the final mastering output with an instance of Smooth Operator in each case. We're looking here at the main stereo output of the mix, and you can see the interface of Smooth Operator. I'm just going to play this. I'll turn it down a bit. Now, this interface is color shiftable. It's fun, right? Maybe we should go with blue here. I don't know. Pink is kind of fun. The main button here allows me to change the threshold, the overall threshold of the effect. I've tailored it to catch just the peaks since this is on the main output. Each of these nodes control the degree to which the effect is in place. You can think of the bottom and the top as shelving breakpoints, and these two here as maybe parametric breakpoints. If I hover over it, and scroll a little bit, I can change the way the breakpoint works. They are very narrow and then wider. So let's run it again and kind of play around a little bit and really hit this hard. The degree to which the effect is taking place is controlled by a couple of important things. This slider increases the number of bands that it detects. Fewer bands, more bands. The shelving and parametric breakpoints, as well as the overall threshold, controls the degree to which it's in place. So I'm sort of touching everything at this level of threshold. And if I raise this shelving band down, sort of up in the space, it actually affects the bass less. Bring it down. Now it's touching the bass more, controlling the bass a little bit more. You can see how the top display is showing you what's being controlled. Take away the highs, take away the lows, and the overall output is controlled here. Of course, I would never send a mix out like that. I'm probably touching it too hard overall. Let's take a look at some individual tracks. So here's an acoustic guitar track, and you can see I've got the threshold set, and I'm just generally grabbing it. You can hear it gets louder as it grabs it less, and then quieter as it grabs it more. And I can control the overall output if I've taken it down. Now, I do like the effect here, and maybe I'll pull the bass down and compress less. I get a little more juice there. Maybe we don't need any of that bottom, you know? works just as well, really. Take it right out. It's an EQ and a compressor. Same thing here, second guitar, and I'll just take the bass out more. Let's hear both guitars together and look at how it's being affected. Smooth Operator does a good job of preserving transients, but sort of still taming the overall nasty resonances. And it took me quite a while to do that using just EQ and dynamics. This is definitely faster. It's definitely faster, and I love that it's faster. Now, I found another just very useful application for it, and I always use some EQ on my reverb. I'll send from a bunch of tracks to a single reverb and then roll off the bass before it hits the reverb. But I thought to myself, what if I put Smooth Operator over the reverb effect? Like, what am I going to get? And I thought it was very, very interesting. So here's Smooth Operator on my my big reverb. You can see it's taming the honky 1K frequencies, and I'm taking a lot of the bass out. I could probably take even more bass out. But I really like that it's dealing with the resonances in the reverb, and I might even consider taking some of the highs down as well. And paradoxically, it actually made the reverb a little more present. Now, because it's able to be side-chained, I could even hit it a little harder. For instance, if we start from the beginning of this track and side-chain this big reverb from the flute, we'll hear the flute more clearly until it goes away. Side-chaining is a great tool for broadband sounds that are masking solos, and therefore it would be great to use with vocals or a lead guitar, anything where you want to have clear articulation on something up front and then have the reverb bloom afterwards. For me, I think there's something fascinating about just being able to drop a single plugin on a channel and sculpt the sound at that level. The use of multiple bands versus smaller number of bands, the ability to sidechain it, and then the ability to sculpt shelves at the top and bottom as well as sort of parametric focuses is terrific. That central threshold, you can hit something very, very hard or just touch it. You can also move it to the right or left, and that basically sort of shifts the focus of the suppression to highs or lows, and so you can kind of spectrally sculpt your sound in a way that's very interesting as well. I love Baby Audio's reverbs and delays. I have crystalline. I have that funny spaced out plugin, which has kind of reverb and delay and all kind of great combinations of things, along with the XY pad in the center. And they were very gracious to send this to me to try out. I use Soothe regularly, as well as Gullfoss, which is sort of both do similar types of things. Although, to my mind, this is more like a intelligent multi-band compressor that allows me to use a very friendly and kind of like fun user interface to create the multi-band compression scheme that I need for a track. I think it is useful in conjunction with other plugins as well, and I probably wouldn't ever use it like I've used it here, just slapped across every track as well as the mix bus. But I really wanted to give it a hard, like worst case scenario tryout, and it really stood up. I think that this version of my mix is perhaps a little more blunt than my previous version from, a few months ago, but I'm still super happy with it. It's very interesting. Smooth Operator. Remember, it's not about Mr. Right. It's about Mr. Right now. And sometimes you get a little bit of both because there's something really just fun about this. Well, I hope it's been useful. Like and subscribe, ding the bell, and you'll be notified when I do my videos. And I'll see you guys next time.